One of the concepts here was Europe wanting to go to Enceladus, also the Europa Clipper wanting to go to Europa.
Oh, yeah, Europe is like, dude, let's get out of here.
No, exactly, right?
Let's find aliens.
And then, like, we want to look at the moons of Jupiter and Saturn, the icy moons, because at least 2 of them, we assume that there's a warm body of water underneath the thick ice.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, at least for Europa Clipper, which launched in 24, it'll get to Europa in, like, 2030.
Yeah.
But then... I forgot. It's like 1 point something billion miles that it's traveling to get to this moon.
Wait, is this Clipper or the next one that has a really weird route where they're basically going
Clipper.
backwards?
It is going
Clipper
backwards.
has a weird route. They could have launched later and got there at the same time.
I know. I don't know.
I was like, why did they do that?
Probably anticipation of budget. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't know
let's just
how...
launch. Let's just get this shit up there.
Maybe that is it.
That might be it.
I don't understand ESA's
Honestly,
budget.
yeah. It might have been just anticipation. But
Maybe
yeah, so the reason why it's taking so long to get there when Jupiter isn't billions of miles away is because it's going to loop back around Earth, loop around Mars a couple times because it wants gravity assist to get to
getting a lot
Europa.
of tourism down.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see the sights.
It has a crazy... But what is fascinating, though, is that there are people smart enough to know these things, right? To plan these orbits.
That's crazy.
That's amazing. I think
so crazy.
That's a part of, like, even when I talk about these on short form and social media, I really want those points to land. I'm like, here's its trajectory. And people are like, that's cool.
Oh, well, not nowadays, but back in the day.
But back in the day.
Yeah,
they would do the math by hand. Like women in STEM. I like how I brought that up and forgot her name. She got the Presidential Medal of Freedom like a couple years ago or a few years ago by President Obama.
Dude, I barely know my own name, so I'm definitely not going to remember.
Hidden Figures was based off her. Her name starts with a K.
Yeah.
This black lady who was amazing. Anyway, when John Glenn went to orbit space.
Oh, yeah.
Katherine Johnson. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Brain's not working. Okay, it's hot as fuck in here. That's why my brain's melting.
That's why I'm not moving.
But she did the math back in the 60s by hand.
Yeah.
And he trusted
go up.
her more than computers.
Yeah.
It's amazing. There's amazing people
I
in
love
this
that
world.
bond. That's so cute to me.
Yeah, right? He's
just
like, did she check this math?
Because think about how crazy computers must have been to them back then, too. Right? And, like, these are men who, when they were born, people were still fighting with swords. Right?
Right.
And he's flying, now they're flying like what did they have back then? I forget what kind of fighter jets they had back then, and they were testing them out for Vietnam and stuff. And like, think about the trajectory of all they saw. And they have this crazy technology, and he's still like, I'd rather just stick with
I'd rather stick with
even though it's a woman. Like, I'd rather just...
And a black woman.
Yeah, I know.
God
like,
forbid.
And he was still like, I don't give a shit. I'd rather...
Have her double check the math of this computer.
Yeah.
That's amazing, right?
Like,
but people are capable of doing that, figuring out the math, the trajectories, these now gravitational assists, and I don't think that lands enough for people when we talk about space exploration.
One of my favorite jokes, actually, is from Apollo 8. Mm-hmm. So it was the 3 guys that they were going to be the Apollo 11 crew, but the previous Apollo 8 crew got sick or something happened. I don't know. And there was some shuffling, and they went up to Frank Borman, who was the commander, and they were like, do you want to be the commander of Apollo 11? He would have been Neil Armstrong, basically. Or can you fill in for this crew and go to Apollo 8 now, which was the first time anybody had left Earth's gravitational pull, right? Like, this is going into the moon's gravity now. That was the first time. So the math is wonky. Everything's different. Yeah. And they were like, we need these numbers. Like, we need to prove this can work. We need somebody up there now. And Frank Borman was like, yeah, screw it. Like, for me, I not to be like patriotic or anything, but for me, that was kind of like, oh, that's like real patriotism.
No,
like,
absolutely.
Like, he wants the country to basically, it was a rough time, right? The 60s were pretty rough. And he was like, we need this. Like, I don't care about my own fame and being the first person on the moon. Like, I'm the person to get this job done, so we're going to go now.
So wow.
Which is really cool. I really like that.
That's amazing. No, there's nothing wrong about the patriotism. Like, being an immigrant here, too. Once upon a time, I was very proud of this country, like my mom. Once upon a time.
Not now, but
honestly, to be honest, that died. I'm sad to say it died this year. And I never like to be political because I have friends on both sides. And like, I just gave up on this country until I just saw all the turmoil of happening this year. And with NASA's budget being cut, it's like the one thing America should be constantly proud of.
I know.
Is everything it's achieved when it came to exploring the universe, right?
I just hope it's temporary.
I hope so too.
The only reason I haven't lost my mind is because there's this guy on YouTube that I follow who's very, like, actually legitimately in the middle. And he has people on his show that are very, like, anti-America. And he punches holes through stuff in a way that, like, I never think about. And I'm like, oh, he's got a couple of good points. Like, because basically they complain about it and he'd be like, okay, so you don't like this administration. Totally fair. It's like, that's the point of this whole system is that you can hate it.
Yeah.
And then it changes over the next time and they'd be like, well, what if it doesn't? He's like, that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And there's just like...
Stop thinking for doomsday.
Yeah. The whole point of democracy is it's garbage, but it's the best we've got so far.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, and I don't know, like...
No, it's true.
Yeah. And I'm like,
agree.
okay, so I haven't totally lost my mind yet.
There always has to be some sense of hope. And there are things to be proud of. I mean, like, look at what these MIT engineers are doing with 3D printing aluminum.
The civilians are doing great.
So there's hope, right? And that's why science in general needs more funding, for God's sake.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait, the Frank Borman thing.
Yeah, the joke.
Yes.
I was like, there was
okay.
a point here.
So that was the crew where one of the guys was played by Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. So it's a Tom Hanks character. It is that astronaut.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember Apollo 13, but in the beginning, he was like, basically, I was a legend, and because it's this mission, it's this Apollo 8 mission.
Oh, I see.
So it's the Tom Hanks astronaut character, whatever.
Who was actually in the film? He had like a little disappearance later, just as like someone greeting Tom once he landed safely.
The actual astronaut?
Yeah.
I believe that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, why not?
It was just like a handshake. I don't think he said a word.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
The least they can do.
I know, seriously. Put the hero in the film.
This crew, like, they were totally, like, slammed together last minute, but they all got along splendidly. To this day, it is the only crew where they all didn't get divorced. Every other Apollo mission, like, everybody's been divorced. But for some reason, the Apollo 8 crew, they all stayed with
What's the correlation
I don't know,
here?
but they all got along.
It was just great. That out.
It was just such a... I love the Apollo 8
got a deep dive for the next episode and be like, why did they not get divorced, but everybody else?
I'm telling you, these three were just, like, cream of the crop. They were just...
dudes.
And they clicked together, and it was, like, one of the best crews that they'd ever had. So, anyway, it was the first time going around the moon, right? So nobody had even seen the dark side, so they were probably shitting themselves. And so it would be radio silent because there's no satellites over there. And so they were told, like, hey, at like, I don't know the exact time, but 3:28 p.m. and 14 seconds is when you're going to get reception back and you'll be able to hear us. So you'll be in darkness for, like 18 minutes or something. Yeah. And they were like, okay, like 3:28 p.m. or whatever. And so they're on the dark side of the moon. And one of the guys, I can't remember who, was like, you know what we should do is not respond and pretend like we didn't hear them. Just to prove that their math isn't perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Because like 14 seconds, it was like 14.2 seconds. Like they knew to the millisecond
as to when they would get signal back.
Which was crazy. And so they're like, we should just mess with them.
Just be silent for like just a couple seconds.
Just a couple of seconds. And what happened? And they came out on the other side, after the dark side, and it was literally to the millisecond. And they were actually stunned. They were like, Holy shit.
That's how good they were. Smart people out there.
That's how much they nailed it. Nobody had ever gone around the moon. Yeah. And yet they knew.
They knew to the millisecond?
And so they were like, oh, yeah, we're here. Like,
we were just stunned.
Holy shit.
And also like messing with you guys a little because we didn't want to give you the credit.
But yeah,
you were right.
Human testament of just, even they were shocked.
Yeah.
Even the astronauts were like.
That's amazing. See, it's shit like this and people like this that need to be celebrated. But hey.
And learn about the math.
Yeah.
And be like, people are smart.
People are smart.
I'm not one of them, but they're out there.
I mean, if you're not one of them, girl, then I don't know who the hell would be.
No, that's funny. I've noticed, like, if you go to school for mathematics, especially if you get through grad school and stuff, there's this assumption that you're just, like, really smart. It's like, no, actually, I suck at everything else. So that's the only reason why I did this.
Yeah.
I'm good with numbers. If you were like, so, what is the significance of Paul III? I'm like, I don't know, man. Who the fuck is that? Like, my brain is just like spacing out. I have no idea. And they're like, where on this map? I don't know, man.
Yeah. Not everyone's programmed to understand numbers.
I know. Well, it's taught like shit. It's taught terribly.
Yeah.
Like, even me understanding it, as I was learning it, I was like, ugh, that was a bad way to say that.
Right.
Like, I only understand it because I did it.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God, sometimes they would just, I love that joke where you blink and the whole board's filled up. And you're like, I don't know how I got here.
Yeah. You disassociated.
Yeah, that is undergrad. Grad's better. Yeah. But undergrad, you're just like.
I'm sure. Yeah.
You have to record everything because you're like, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
What the fuck just happened?
And that's why AI, even when it cranks out proofs, there's always a professor that has to check it.
Sure.
Because it's like, well, I don't know if this makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if I follow your logic here.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I, at this point, wouldn't trust AI with pure, perfect information for anything anyway. I would definitely...
It's getting pretty freaky good, though.
It's getting better?
It's getting pretty freakishly good. Math, at the high level, still kind of a mess in my opinion. And they keep saying, like, it's gotten better. It's gotten better. And, like, I'll look at what... you know, because they get math professors to come in and check it. And they're like, 50-50. I'm like, well, that's not good enough.
Right.
I love how mathematicians will be the last people standing when it comes to AI taking over jobs. And then I think in entertainment, social media, content creators will be the last people standing.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm glad I got both.
No, you got both. Exactly. 100%.
I'll survive, hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, like we talked about earlier, Hollywood kind of shooting itself constantly. And then so now social media continues to still thrive. So
I bet no one saw that coming. I sure did. Was social media a thing when you were in school? Like when you were in high school or college?
Late high school is when, I think like 2000, I was a junior when Facebook came out.
I'm so old.
A little bit. A little old. No, I mean.
I was one of the first people on Facebook because I went to school in New England. So, like, all the schools near Boston were all on that because it was just a dating site, basically.
Right.
So, when you were a freshman, everybody's like, oh, you have to sign up for this site, and you can, and, like, that's how you know who's single and if people suck. And we were like, oh, great.
Yeah, that's right.
You could only sign up if you had a .edu email.
Right.
They were really strict back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I was, like, one of the first people, and then it started to spread outside of New England and outside of Boston and not college students, but yeah, so.
No, totally.
Jesus Christ. Oh
I remember I was one of the first in our high school, and I can't for the life of me figure out how I got an invite. I was also underage, so why the fuck am I getting an invite?
That's right. There was an age limit too. You had to be in college because it was just college students that were on this.
Right.
Like at
and
first.
then they expanded out, and then it was just like high school too. I don't know. We didn't see where this shit was going back then, but here we are. At least we're trying to do good on these platforms. Trying to tell the truth.
We are.
Trying to educate.
Yeah.
I haven't sold my soul yet.
Yeah.
Unless some like massive flat earth company wants to pay me $1 million for a post.
True.
I might sell out then.
I mean, I gotta be honest with you. If I had like tits or ass, I don't know, man. I might sell out.
No, you wouldn't. I do a little cleavage in my videos sometimes just to boost some engagement.
No, but for me, it's like looking at the sun. You know, it's like it's just so reflective and like
I'm too pure white light.
It's actually, you know that like black paint that absorbs everything? I'm the opposite.
Vanta black?
I'm like, you can see your reflection.
Vanta white?
Yeah. Like, you can actually just see yourself.
It's a perfect mirror.
One eternity later.
I used to climb barefoot. Like, rock climb barefoot.
100%.
Which I look back, I'm like, who the fuck let me do that? Where are the adults? They're just like, let her climb that waterfall.
No,
what the fuck can go wrong?
Let them bike out until after dark. Like, no tracking devices or cell phones. I couldn't imagine that now. Which is sad.
We use stars. I'm from the 16th century.
There's the North Star. That's how I cycled myself home. Yeah, exactly. That's so sad.
Did have to do that once.
Use the stars to get back home.
I did.
What a nerd.
Not home. No. Before my parents moved, so 9/11 happened, and my parents, like, they were like, fuck this. We're moving to the woods. I was a city girl up until that point, because I was born in Jersey, and I grew up in, like, Providence, Boston. 9/11 happened, they were like, we're going to the woods. We're going to live off-grid. And my sisters and I were like, what? And so we literally did. I mean, we built solar panels, wells.
Yeah.
We were 90% off-grid, according to my dad. And so before we moved, we were like 12. And my parents were like, we should put them in some kind of like training thing so they know how to make a fire. Because we were city kids. We were like, what the fuck? We didn't know anything.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going through, when I got older, I did like search and rescue training and outdoor training. Like, I'm pretty well trained when it comes now to the outdoors. And knowing what I know now, I look back at those people and I'm like, what a scam. They didn't know anything.
Whoa.
They didn't know shit, but my parents didn't know that. Also city folk.
Yeah, no shit.
So we went on this 5-day trip or whatever, ran out of food on the second day. No food, no water, no cell phone, no nothing. So we survived because one of the kids' dads was a botanist or some shit. He could identify sassafras.
Oh my God.
Which can be 1, 2, or 3-leafed. So it can really look any way.
Yeah.
But he could identify it.
Holy
to this
crap.
day now I can identify it.
Okay.
And we survived off of that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then we
Did you
ended
get
up...
your money back?
No, my parents tried. My parents tried. But we ended up coming up on this lake.
Yeah.
And there was a road, and one of us ran to a payphone, because I'm that fucking old, and called, I don't know, 911 or something.
Yeah.
And we got out of there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a disaster. So I learned Starlight from, so I wasn't trying to go home. I was just trying to survive.
See, this is before Yelp existed also.
Oh, it's before all that. I almost ate my sister. I was like, give me a finger.
The Donner Party. We all learned that party
She's like,
in high school.
You just ate. I'm like, no.
But I'm still hungry.
I'm still the South Park episode.
And I'm bored, so that makes me hungrier.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was a total disaster, but yeah, now I can...
When survival kicks in.
I can identify the Big Dipper off of like 2 stars.
Nice.
Yeah, because of that.
Constellations, as big of a space nerd as I am, constellations are not my thing. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like I by chance learned to some degree because we hardly see any of them.
That's the
so
problem.
what you see, you're like, yeah, I know what that is.
Actually, if you see too many, it's also too much.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I don't know. What
I don't know.
are.
They all blur together. And you would think like our ancestors, no matter what civilization, like ancestrally you're from, were all on crack because they're like, that's a goat. And I'm like, no, it's the fuck
I'm
not.
like, dude, it's stars.
It's
I
just
don't know.
stars. And they're like all in lines. What do you mean? And why did you pick those to be a goat? Like, yeah, the things they came up with, very creative, but also absolutely insane.
It's batshit.
It's batshit.
Well, nowadays we'd be like, it's an iPhone. So I don't know.
Can you imagine? That's so funny, actually. Yeah.
We're like,
yeah, it's an iPhone. It's just a rectangle.
We're like, that's
that
a
makes more
Subway
sense.
sandwich. Like,
yeah, that's right.
I don't know
the
why.
Instagram symbol. Obviously, can't you see the? I don't even know what it looks. Does it still look like a camera? I don't know what the Instagram symbol looks like anymore.
Yeah, it's like pink.
It's pink.
I don't even know. My brain
remember.
just kind of adapts to the new. They kind of rebrand themselves.
Yeah, all like frequently,
every 6 months.
right? Like way back in the day, I think it was like a brown little camera.
It was brown. Yeah, and it was
now it's
ugly.
pink.
It looked like the old cameras where you.
Yeah, exactly.
Polaroids.
Yeah, right.
I talked to the manager who like runs me at TikTok basically, and because I got a huge pay cut, actually, huge pay cut.
Wait, from the creator whatever rewards
from the specialized one where you do education.
or like education and they give you a boost.
Huge cut.
Wait,
and
this last month, this payout that just happened.
Yeah, and I've talked to a couple of other people too, and they've noticed like some huge problems recently.
Shit.
And so I contacted her, and she was like, "Yeah, we've changed. Like, you got to be center, and the green screen needs to be clean. You can't do the shaky cam." I'm like, "Is this your first time on TikTok? Like, we all do the talk tick, crack talk tick tock tic tac." I was like, "That's like the style."
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I don't.
I got a gimbal though. It was cheap, so I was
but
like,
wait, they want like some professional-ash setting now? I don't understand. You have to be center of the camera?
Yeah, and
I'm
I'm
like
like
off to the side too to have my captions.
Yeah, and they're like, the green screen needs to be cleaner. I'm like, it's your green screen.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you want me to do? Reprogram it? Which I also hate, by the way, programming. But
I'm not. It's just okay. This sounds like bullshit.
Yeah,
what the hell?
So they made huge cut on that.
And you have to be center of the screen.
They want it more like you take up more space. And I'm like, the whole point is I have to explain complex shit. Nobody wants to look at me. They want to look at like the visuals. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I was told.
Okay, and then shouldn't they also tell people this then? Like, hey guys, we're updating our terms and conditions for this creator.
Maybe they did, and we just signed our lives away.
Maybe.
I'm like, accept. They're like, and then a guy knocks on my door and he's like, all right, we need your blood.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm like, whoa,
that's
shit.
also like a South Park thing with the sent iPad episode. You keep hitting Kyle, I think, he kept hitting agree to like the iTunes whatever, and it just kept signing away his life. And I can't quite remember the episode, but then they formed him into a human centipede. That's what he agreed to for
centipede, like the horror,
like the movie.
Whoa, okay.
Sent iPad.
Okay,
it was the name of the episode.
Oh my God.
But it was the point was that he just kept hitting like I agree without reading the shit.
I mean, I'm still gonna do what I'm doing, but I'm not like banking on it financially.
I know. Well, I'm apprehensive of STEM being important on TikTok anymore, considering who's buying it. So
I don't know. Maybe they'll care even more.
I hope so. Just to show, just to like save face and be like, hey guys, we're doing good things on here.
I got hired by ChatGPT a bit ago to do something for them.
Really?
Yeah, for like a side app that they were working
specifically
on.
OpenAI, like
it was OpenAI.
Specifically for
because I don't know his name, but one of Sam Altman's like higher ranking was there. So I was like, oh, you.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I don't think I knew it was them. And then he was there, and I was like, I know what this is.
Yeah.
And that was like a whole tech thing. Mm-hmm. So I know they do care a lot. I just don't know what they're going to do with us. They don't really have a choice. We're not going anywhere. So
no, that's right.
Accept it. Just accept it.
Just accept it.
Breathe it in. Does it smell like chloroform? Like it's just, where are we going to go?
I don't know.
School?
What is the new one, like Skylight or something that people are wanting to hop to after this takeover happens? But they haven't figured out their shit yet. Now we're doing this podcast. What a great idea I
had.
We're
just slutting ourselves around.
Listen to
just
us.
Whoring ourselves.
Listen to us speak. Our words matter.
Well, what's awesome too, though, is we already get paid on those apps. So even if this doesn't do anything and we still vertical shot it, it's still fine.
It's still fine. That's so true. Exactly.
Doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what we do.
No.
It's just success everywhere.
Honestly, this is actually fun, though. I'm enjoying it. And I'm so glad that we like 99% went off script. Not that there was a script, but we had like 8 topics here and we barely covered any of them.
Already dead.
I couldn't even tell you what time it is.
I give up on you, bitch.
Well, thank you and TikTok, because I'm her plus one here.
I didn't do anything.
The Lighthouse.
TikTok was just like, do you want to go to the secret thing? And I was like,
Yes,
cool. Do I get taken
always.
out back behind the dumpster? Hell yeah.
Speaking of today, my video today was talking about like 3 just insane existential crisis, crazy ways, scientific. Okay, let me take that back.
Rewind.
It was giving people an existential crisis because there are just 3 scientific concepts on how we can view reality, like the holographic principle, retrocausality, and my favorite, which I just like, I had lost my mind on it the other night when I was at Griffith. Quantum immortality blew my fucking
No, thank you.
mind.
No, I'm
Girl,
good.
It was so,
I'm all
it's
set.
so cool.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It's such like, it's just a crazy concept.
hate
I'm going to tell you
immortality.
anyway. I'm going to tell you.
You're like, maybe we're going to
Because
find it.
I'm just gonna tell you. It was just like, okay, the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, right? Essentially
Yeah.
parallel realities, Rick and Morty, all that kind of stuff.
Rick and Morty.
There you go. That sums it up. Many
Perfect.
worlds interpretation. So if you know Schrodinger's cat, it died in this timeline, but then at the same time, another one branched off where it was alive.
Right.
So
Satisfy.
this idea of consciousness, you're obviously only ever conscious in the realities where you're alive. Meaning, I could have died many times, and each time my consciousness comes to the reality where I am
God, I
alive.
hate that.
And
I
then
hate
that just
that.
goes on forever because eventually you'd reach a reality where we have figured out immortality.
I just,
That blows my fucking mind. So like there's a family out there that is mourning me, but I don't know that because
Whoa,
I hopped
that's-
into a version where I'm alive.
yeah.
That blows my mind.
I
Sit
hate
with that,
that.
guys. I just couldn't.
I just
couldn't.
hate immortality. I would love,
Yeah.
I don't want to die now, but eventually I would love
I know,
to.
I don't want to be alive
Just
forever either.
shut down. Yeah. Like,
it was just like I get the idea of like you're sad because you're missing out to see what the future holds technologically
Yeah.
speaking, but you can't be sad because you're not alive. And according
Yeah.
to this concept, you actually will be forever. So you're not going to miss out.
I do want, actually, the next book that I want to write on the big bounce idea, where the universe expands and contracts, and we just keep doing this over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
the big crunch.
And we've done this
Is that
like
the
a
same
million
as the
times.
Big crunch?
I
Is that
think
just another
bounce
is slightly variation?
crunch is
right?
when it comes back down, but bounce is when it keeps going. I think they're two separate
Right.
theories.
Okay.
But I love that because I'm like, oh my god, what if we've done this a million times?
We might have.
You know what I mean?
Not to get religious, but I believe, because I grew up Hindu, so I know some stuff about it, but that's more what Hinduism believes, which I find fascinating.
But you don't come back the same person every time, right? You can be like different things.
Right. That's based on your karma. So, like, if I was a shitty person in this life, I'd come back as, like, a lesser being in my next one.
Hence why I'm an Irish gremlin.
You were kind of shitty in your last
I did
life.
something shitty. I was cunty. I was a little too
A
cunty.
little too cunty. They're like, all right, we're gonna take her down a
Like,
notch.
all right, this 5'4" squat body.
That's right.
She'll be fine.
So if you continue down that path, then the next life is a bug. You would
Hell
probably
yeah.
be great as a bug because
I
you
would
live
be
for
great.
2 days. They're like, all right, good enough.
I'd be great. You're
Then you come
born,
back.
you reproduce, and you die.
Yeah.
Not even enough time to pee.
But see, okay, but the bounce idea seems to be
Love
more
that.
macro, right? It's like it gives birth to this universe, and within that, that's where you live your many lives.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's,
Like the life doesn't correspond
God,
to
it's
the
so, like,
bounces.
exponential. It's terrible.
Yeah,
That's
it's
too many
nuts.
me's.
There could be a dark,
You know?
dark matter version of you. That whole realm is being thoroughly explored, but still is inexplicable. So there was a scientist I
yeah.
listened to speak like several weeks ago at this event. She's from Columbia University and studies dark matter, but she even said, for all we know, there could be a dark matter version of you. I'm like, huh. Sitting here in its dark matter chair.
Like, and we're just being watched all the time,
Isn't
and
that
they're just
creepy?
judging us. They're like, God, you bitch, you stutter
God,
too much.
I
I'm
know,
"Damn,
like, be
shit."
better. Be better than you are.
No, I actually think about that, and I think it's because I grew up Catholic and had to go to Catholic school and like the whole run of the mill. The idea that you're never alone. So I'm like, is it Santa or Jesus who's always watching me? Like, Jesus, it's always some white dude in the sky.
Yeah, why
like,
is he a white
keeping-
dude?
Yeah.
Why can't it be a dark matter creature?
Well, I mean, because the joke is like Jesus is like ginger, like has like red
With
hair.
blue eyes?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
blue eyes. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's
brown
Middle
in
Eastern,
every
but whatever.
aspect.
And
Yeah.
like even as a kid, like if I went to the bathroom, I'm like, so is Grandma here?
I know. That's
You know what I
right.
mean? Like, who's here? Who's watching me
Yeah.
pee? Why are you here?
See, I guess that's why I like reincarnation because like there's no one watching you. They've all been
Yeah.
Actually, no, I take that back. There is the idea of
like it.
reaching nirvana, like where you've become just a perfect little creature who's transcended. And so there is like that sense of heaven. You can actually achieve that. Not everyone is reincarnated, but that takes a lot of
Oh.
lifetimes. You have to reach nirvana.
So then technically we've all successfully done something because we've all been reincarnated or
No, getting to nirvana where you're never reborn again is the goal.
I get it.
Is the
Okay.
goal.
So we're failing.
We're failing.
We're fucking this shit up.
We're fucking this shit up.
Yes.
We're being born as human, which I guess means we're like okay.
But I don't know. Being a dog seems pretty sick.
I know, especially if you're my dogs, I spoil the shit out of them. We like can understand our suffering and
yeah,
we see other people who aren't suffering. Yeah, it's weird.
I have that existential crisis all the time.
Yeah.
Because I spent my 20s in the Middle East and like going to Northern Africa and stuff.
Right.
And so like you see some shit. And then you come back to like New England.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like, I can't.
No, the bubble
Like-
that Americans live in is kind of nuts. Because I was born in Botswana, which is pretty third world, although I had a fantastic childhood. But being exposed to shit
Because you
at
went
a
to
young
Ohio.
yeah, that's how I ended up. Botswana,
Ohio blog.
Ohio, but LA for over a decade now. Yeah,
Dude, it's
what
like
a
my
journey
family in like
going out west.
Slovenia. They're like, yeah, let's go to Ohio. They went to Ohio too. And I'm like,
Ohio's
what the
somehow
fuck?
the place we go.
Immigrants love Ohio.
It's maybe not the first stop, like Staten Island, but definitely eventually Ohio.
Like
so
what?
weird.
But Slovenia is beautiful and like not back then. It
Right.
was pretty war torn. Like when my grandma was
Yeah.
a kid, but like still these
Ohio.
mountains and blue ocean. They're like Ohio.
Flat as fuck.
on Ohio.
Cornfields. We have 3 theme parks and football. There's so many Ohioans I have met out here. I always joke and say I know
Really?
more Ohioans in LA than I did in Ohio. Yeah, every other day.
I think you're the only one I've ever met from Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Girl? I think maybe
Yeah.
because I work in entertainment. So there's a lot of people who wanted to come out here to be artists.
When I first got to LA, my main group of friends were all at SpaceX. And they're always from like East Coast cities because they're like cutthroat fuckers.
No, that makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they came because of the tech booms. And so that's why they're in California.
Fascinating.
So I've always known like the really like
Yeah.
aggressive New Yorkers, like people from
Gotcha.
Atlanta.
Two
Like,
different
damn.
industries and 2 very different groups
Yeah,
of people
that are
That's
here.
so interesting. It's fascinating though, like seeing the social media aspect take over entertainment to some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to talk about my thesis. And here I am.
and here you are.
So who knew?
I know. When I hopped on during the pandemic, it was just to kill time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't do this at Griffith anymore. Let
And
me
there
just
was-
do it on social media.
There's no money back then.
No.
Why did we do it? No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? I don't know. For me, it was never with the idea that anything was going to go viral. And
Same.
I'm very glad it did because the
Yeah.
opportunities it's given me, like meeting you
Yeah.
guys, being here, Amazon Prime Comic-Con, all the collabs.
Yeah,
it has
so
been
much fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
What I'm very grateful for this life.
It's
all
pretty
these
cool.
weird events, like it's
Yeah.
just fantastic. So
I'm interested to see how the TikTok tweak. They're gonna mess with the algorithm because I don't think they're gonna be allowed to have it. So they're gonna have to create a new one.
if TikTok ends, can we still come here?
Yeah. Yeah, they paid for a year membership.
Okay, so we at least
Yeah.
have a year, guys.
Yeah, they paid for it, which is crazy to
great.
me because I think they paid for it for like 25-ish people, 30
Gotcha.
maybe. It was like a fair amount of people. It was like some
Yeah.
big table or whatever. And
Okay.
there was only 3 of us in STEM. Everybody else was all over the place.
Oh,
so they were really
gotcha.
trying to cover like every
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like 3 in each category.
Yeah. And oddly enough, not many of us live in LA.
Yeah.
Which is so weird. Like
Which
you
is-
think
I know, like people who are trying to be on some sense of media
Yeah.
would want to be here.
Yeah.
Because also this is where like, you do in-person collabs, whether it's with studios
Yeah.
or whatever, going to these events.
resources.
Yeah. Meeting people, working together, having shit like this. Yeah.
I know a couple in Atlanta and then Dallas. And I'm like,
Okay.
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 You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't speak for every school, but all the schools that I've gone to, which I've been 3, the medical departments had nothing to do with STEM. Ever.
Right. They're
Like-
their like own world.
They had biology classes that were crossovers, and then you never
Yeah.
saw them again.
Yeah.
So it's always funny to me, like, I have a few friends who are doctors, and they're like, we're STEM. I'm like, I've never seen a medical program in
yeah.
the STEM schools.
Right.
They're always separate.
They're always so separate. That's right.
So I'm like,
they
I
get
don't
their like own
know.
funding and stuff.
I mean, it is science. Don't get me
science.
wrong.
Yeah.
It for sure is. It's just, when you think of STEM, you don't think of doctors.
Yeah, I
and
know what you
nurses.
mean.
Like, they're,
You think a bit more like shit
medical
that's like
is-
technology driven,
yeah, physics.
math, physics, applied
Yeah,
sciences
engineers.
that way. I know people were talking about STEMs, like adding science communication in that category. That's
Oh.
fascinating. I think so. We're just talking about science.
I don't mind if there's a communications department in STEM.
Yeah.
I think that would be very, very accurate, especially in the modern age when it's becoming so important. But like for the arts, it's like there's a school for it already.
Yeah.
There's a whole department for it already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I mean, they have schools that are famous like Juilliard, but that's all they do.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
it's just
let's
pure
not
creative people.
Nobody's
Yeah.
saying art isn't important. It's just different.
It's its own thing.
It's
100%.
its own fucking
As
thing.
it
I'm
should
like, oh
be.
my
Like
God.
everything actually should have its own.
Yeah, because you can specialize.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but also too, like, I'm sorry, but if you ask most engineers, do you want to take a drawing class? They're gonna be like, no.
No.
Like,
no.
you want to play with clay? Like, holy shit, no, I
You
don't.
want to do musical theater?
I mean, I want the easy A, maybe, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
right.
but like, that's not like I purposely chose math so I wouldn't have to do that stuff.
Right.
Because and a lot of them are like that, where it's like, no,
Yeah.
this is my specialty and this is what I want to do, and I don't
Right.
want to.
It's like a left brain versus right brain. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people who excel heavily in that one department who wouldn't be good at STEM versus the other way.
I only found one person I've ever met in this industry who was like actually charismatic.
Yeah, that's tough.
And they pulled him out of tech and made him like a managerial position.
Yeah,
because he
can
had
communicate.
charisma.
Yes,
Yeah, so he
yes,
stopped
yes,
even
yes.
doing that stuff anymore.
Yep,
And I'm like,
yep.
that's what they do. Me too. I got pulled out and now
Mm-hmm.
this is what I do. And I'm like, oh, I could have just stayed in the nerd stuff. But they're like, oh, you can speak the words, magic man. And they put you in this
and then they
position.
put you in a managerial position. I've had that happen to a friend before too.
Yeah.
So no,
You're like, but I like the
but I
nerd
didn't.
stuff.
That's not what I wanted. You're
Yeah.
doing well. See me,
Thank you.
I love attention. That's why I became an actor. But I have my
I'm
limit
like-
too. Eventually, at an event, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care anymore. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Oh, like the
care
pizza
anymore.
joint that we went to that was a rave. And you like I could see on your face that you were
Just
like,
what
I'm
the fuck is this?
you had shut down like within 2 minutes. It's like, we should just leave. And you're like, I'm too hungry. So I was like, we're in it.
And then the pizza took like an hour to come in anyway. So we'll see how long each episode is. We'll figure that shit out. But thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Buy our books.
Plug.
That'll be
I
hopefully
just
green
love
screened
the
here.
Shameless.